Yo, Big Will, what's good? What's good? Let's tell you one thing, life is good. It seems like it's really dark. The madness that is the SEC. What is going on? Cover that. The market's doing what the market does. Take an extra K, take an extra 1K when you can get it. You know. Life is good. It's Brooklyn in the bridge. The market is something. Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege. Uh-oh, what happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the freaking crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to each and every one of you. Do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't done so. Hit that like button on the way in. We're going to break that YouTube shadow ban. We're going to break it. If you're hanging out on YouTube, please consider subscribing to the channel. What's going on with my hood there? What's going on? What's that? That's not a great look. South Texas is in the building. Siege. When the Siege token coming and rewards paid out in Siege Crystal Siege tokens. Yeah. I know, right? Might as well. Jungle's got a token. I might as well get one. Life is good, South Texas crypto. Life is really good. Appreciate you checking in, bro. I hope you're doing well. Interesting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class. Where's my thing at? Very, very interesting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class. So this is a digital asset space. Wow, I got to tell you, interesting stuff. Went ahead and got some blur. It got some freaking BAB or BAX, whatever it's called. Get ready to set that trust line up on NFT Tempo. Is it NFT Tempo or is it NF Tempo? I don't know. Get ready to set that up. I am not liking this lighting situation. What's going on right now? What's going on? I don't know. I'm not liking this lighting. I don't know. What's up? What's up? But I hope you guys are doing well. Interesting, again, very, very interesting times. I don't know, but look, Stuart Alvarado tweeting out, Supreme Court. Oh, that's some posturing going on right there. Supreme Court, the SEC has lost the last 4 out of 5 Supreme Court decisions or cases. That's some posturing going on right there from Stu. For sure. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think this is the start of the alt season? One of my favorite crypto guys believes that it is. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I am not buying it. I took the profits for sure. Took some profits for sure. I left like $50 on Morpheus swap, ancient time ago. Next thing you know, it's up 20x. Next thing you know. So that was cool to see. Yeah, I'm not buying that all season. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I don't think so. I really don't. They're going to cover this article from the Wall Street. I think it's from Bloomberg about this whole custody shakeout. We're going to cover the crypto custody shakeout. We'll cover that a little bit as well. And I understand that Caitlin Long had a very, very interesting tweet. A very, very interesting tweet. Yeah. Like she didn't try. She gave the heads up and the warnings to the authorities way in advance, months and months and months and months in advance of collapses, whether it be Celsius, whether it be Terra Luna, I don't know about Voyager, but maybe BlockFi. Like ways in advance. That's what she kind of publicly stated. Yet the powers that be decided to instead act on that information, decided to play hardball with her. Now that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. Yeah, I hear you, South Texas crypto. I'm expecting the alt season. I'm more prepared for a Bitcoin going about 10 or 12,000 before we get an alt season, but we shall soon see, right? It's anyone's guess. I got to figure out how to use this freaking CapCut video editing software. Pray for me, South Texas. Pray. Paul Bogle's in the building. Hi, C. It's nice to hear from you today. It's great to see you checking in, Paul Bogle. I appreciate you being here. This market, man, I'm going to refresh these numbers, but I personally think no more than 25, 27, maybe at the most for Bitcoin. And then, we're going to start to get that 10, 12 thing. And obviously there's going to be a need for a catalyst for something like that. And it will probably be Binance. Probably will be Binance. Probably it's going to be Binance in some way, shape, form, or fashion, even if Binance decides to settle. Even if Binance decides to settle, it'll probably still kind of do something to the market, So we'll see. South Texas says, I think we test 16,000 again at best at some point for Bitcoin, but I do not think we break lower. I think Bitcoin I think bottom has been in since November. Yeah, you're probably right, man. We shall soon see. We shall definitely soon find out for sure. Shout out to KuCoin and Mex Global. Shout out to Kraken. Shout out to Kraken. That was the first exchange that was ever in the digital asset space, was Kraken Exchange, way back yonder. And shout out to Vitse Win and XRPL Labs. They're making the move where banking is not necessary. They keep moving in that direction. I freaking love it. Checked on the DeFi positions. Yeah, still up and running. Still can withdraw, still can deposit. Still them smart contracts, right? Still can deposit, still can withdraw. Aave, curve, convex on convex early today. Chucked out Wan chain. Smooth, no issues. No issues. We're going to cover this article here. It's interesting. Wall Street in line to reap the benefits of U.S. crypto custody shakeup. And there's a video here from, I believe this guy is a lawyer, legal officer at Coinbase. I'll share that with you guys as well. But we're going to go over the market first. Let's get into this market. Because, the market just does what it does. It is doing what it does for sure. Let's go to this market. Total cryptocurrency market cap's down 2.4%. It's at 1.15 trillion. The Bitcoin dominance, again, is at 40.6%. That does not an alt season make. We need the big dominance at 30-something percent, like 32, 31%. Bitcoin's trading at $24,220. Ethereum is trading at $1,642. XRP is trading at 38.9 cents. Matic doing its thing, up 15% on the 7-day at $1, trading at $1.37. Solana's up 19%, trading at $24. Interesting. Avalanche up 19%, trading at $20. Shout out to the swing traders out there in the digital asset space. This is have-been for them. Look at Filecoin up 66%. But we always got to remember that the total cryptocurrency market cap is down over $2 trillion, or just about $2 trillion. VeChain's up 30% on a 7-day, trading at 3 cents. That's interesting. So, got some double figure 7-day green numbers. I went ahead, decided to get some Blur and get some BAB or BAX token. NEO. NEO is up 60%, trading at $13.46. Like, the digital asset space is something, man. I'm still trying to figure out Ethereum Classic, who's using it, why using it. Like, what's going on with Ethereum Classic is just beyond for me. How it goes up is just amazing. But this is the article of the day I want to share with you guys. Wall Street in line. Is that up? Wall Street in line to reap the benefits of U.S. crypto custody shakeup. Big banks may partner with crypto firms to launch services. Progress has been slow moving, giving native firms an edge. Yeah, no kidding. Let me see if I can get this to play for y'all. Oh, that's too long. I thought this was just a small clip. I guess I missed this.
Very different implications.
And of course, sterling. We also know that Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister of the UK, is in Northern Ireland trying to broker a deal, of course, on the Northern Ireland Protocol. So let's look at some of the European maps. Now, one of the big differences between a CAC 40 and, for example, a UK, of course, they both will get inflation. We're also expecting the Banque de France governor to speak a bit later today.
Has achieved.
It's also giving what central
Globally, this is the investment.
I wish not to repeat that mistake.
Let's talk football. Sources.
If the same investor.
Let's not talk football. Interesting article. Traditional finance firms and the crypto custodians they backed may be positioned to cash in on proposed changes to U.S. regulation for safeguarding digital assets, thanks to an existing portfolio of licenses and a trusted reputation in handling client funds. Well, you don't say, Miss Emily Nicole. That's been the play all along. Interesting to see this, but first, it'll take some grit. Digital asset custodians that are either wholly owned or backed by Wall Street names, like PolySign Inc.'s Standard Custody and Trust, Cooper Technologies Limited, and Zodiac Custody are among the firms that are seeing an uptick in interest from traditional financial clients for their services, according to interviews with more than half a dozen executives. Meanwhile, large institutions, including Bank of New York Mellon Corp and NASDAQ, are continuing to build out their own digital asset custody offerings as they assess how the proposed rule changes could affect their plans, according to spokespeople at the companies. Oh, look at Jack McDonald's quoted here. The bigger banks are the logical participants who would potentially benefit from the rule changes, and that they now have a roadmap to what they would need to do to support institutions who want to invest in crypto, said Jack McDonald. Very sharp guy, CEO of Standard Custody, whose parent company counts Brevin Howard Asset Management, Soros Fund Management, and Cowen Digital among its investors. I thought they bought Cowen, but anyways, interesting stuff there. And we all know that's the play, right? That is the play for sure, without question. And we'll see with Tom Emmer, the likes of Tom Emmer and Representative Huizenga and Warren Davison. We'll see what they do, or it's just Senator Elizabeth Warren just too big and fancy for them. Is she just too big and fancy for them? I guess we'll find out. Because she is, I don't even know what to say about that. I don't even know what to say about that lady right there. Like, what and why? Paul Bogle says, my guess is too many people think Bitcoin's going to 10 to 12, which it won't. Ben Cole is in the building. I'm not sure what you mean by that, bro. Ing to me, no see you. Interesting time though, right? To be in a space. And I just think that it's all been laid out. It's been the plan from the get-go. Now they got this plan on trying to debank the crypto firms so they don't have access to banks. And this is all about slowing down the digital asset space, I believe, not about trying to get rid of it. I don't think, once BlackRock decided to get in, then the Fed and the rest of them said, oh, okay, we'll let this crypto thing keep going. We'll let it keep going since you're like the number one player in the world. You're the number one player in the number one capital markets, which is US capital markets. If you say it's good, then we're good. By the way, thanks for all your help in all the financial crises. So as God, I forgot the name of it. I just said the name of it. The largest asset under management, BlackRock, as they go, policies go. Because they're in charge, for sure. Yeah, you got the banks and the banking regulators, for sure, the banking regulators, but my gosh, BlackRock is a monster. It's a behemoth, for sure. Now, did we follow? Let me see if I can find the Caitlin Long article or tweet. Weezy shared something that was very, very interesting about the whole relationship between Jay Clayton in China and Bill Hemmett in China and current administration in China. I read the article, and it's a tough read for sure to hear what is happening. We say, I think I tweeted something out about that. Let me see if I can find that tweet. Yeah, there it is. Very, very disturbing. There it is here. Did Gary Gensler, Jay Clayton, and William Hinman sell out their country for profit? A crypto sees validation and must read. And this is from Wheezy, who shared this interesting article, apparently from Brian Costello, who wrote it up. But you are definitely going to have the stomach for that one, because it's a tough read if you're big on the you're big on the US of A and how awesome the US of A is. It's brutal. It is brutal. It's a tough read. Profits over country, that's tough. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission, China's great economic weapon to protect the United States elite investments in China, to protect the U.S. elite investments in China, so the elite of the U.S., the SEC is purposely concealing China-based executives' financial crimes in the U.S. capital market. This is according, again, to Brian Costello. Attorney General Garland was correct. America's greatest threat comes from within. And it is also white, but it is not white supremacy. What in the wide world? It is Washington's egregious failure to defend American industries from an affluent, primarily white U.S. elite and Chinese Communist Party. I don't even know if I could mention all these words in my video. Being used to decimate America's position as the world's preeminent economic power. Again, this is from YouTube. Don't get mad at me. I'm just reading the article. Don't get mad at me, YouTube. Americans were misled a decade ago into believing that improving the China-U.S. relations through mutual investment in each other's future would enable us to work together on issues like human rights and climate change. The political class, Washington, Wall Street, tech elite reaped massive profits from their personal China investments, while the American people were duped. We all know about back in that, not very long, a couple of administrations ago, there was the big talk about coming together, right? Coming together with that nation over there with the red thing going on its flag and one administration was like, yeah, let's do it. The other one was like, what in the wide world? It's the worst thing ever. But it was all about the few being able to get, increase their wealth while the masses in the states were harmed. The key to America's success is a trust-based economic system that encourages innovation. And now you know why they're worried about the digital asset space. Regardless of direct involvement in stock purchases, the integrity of our capital market affects everyone in the nation. The independent regulatory body charged with preserving public confidence in our financial system is the SEC. The president appoints the SEC's chairman and fills vacancies on the 5-member commission. However, in order to avoid executive branch influence, the SEC is directly overseen by Congress, quote unquote, the people. Well, I should say in parentheses, the people, but that's not happening. Thread work, Derek. What's good, bro? Good to see you. It's a very, very interesting article. Very, very tough. Do I link it? I'll link it. I'll link it for you in the chat. It's a tough read. And it's funny because I remember the talks and the discussions about this. Let's see here. Yep. I remember it was a big deal. Of course, we all remember anything that went on, not with this administration, but the last administration under President Trump. Everybody remembers everything going on there, but I believe he sounded the alarms and all of that stuff as well. So there it is, the article, if you want to read it, but it is it's tough because Heron's involved, Jay Clayton's involved. He's citing Gensler as well, current administration, all for the, all in the manner of the high elite to continue profiting to the detriment of the masses, right? To the detriment of the people, to our detriment. And that is just flat out just shady, right? Let me see, what else did I want to share with you guys? Oh, the Stuart Alderati tweet. Stuart Alderati tweeted out, the SEC has lost 4 of its last 5 cases in the Supreme Court, thanks to the few that had the courage and resources to fight back against the SEC's bullying and clinging to stretched legal positions that were not faithful to the law. This dude here, what does this dude say? So John Deaton tweeted this out. I have no doubt. I mean, he responded to the tweet, retweeted, I should say. I have no doubt Ripple will win and the Supreme Court will shut down the SEC's gross overreach. The West Virginia versus EPA case is all you need to read to agree with me. Ripple's summary judgment brief is already an extremely well-written appellate brief. Some dude says backpedaling, XRP holders are lucky, and they got Judge Torres. Oh, now we're going to trial. We are lucky we got Judge Netburn, says John Deaton and Judge Torres. And if Judge Torres denies the SEC's motion, like I expect her to, and says it goes to a jury, that is a win. You confuse my motion with Ripple's. I filed in opposition of the SEC, not in support of Ripple. And so that dude had nothing more to say. But I just think, I don't know about you guys, but I think that was the Stuart Alderati tweet was just posturing in a lot of ways, for sure. And I think that everyone at this point knows that Ripple is not afraid. It may not want to go to the Supreme Court or another court, but it is not afraid to do so. I think they believe that their position is strong, for sure. But to me, that is definitely a posturing moment right there by Stu. Like, yeah, we're not scared. We're not scared. You don't want to get this thing settled, right? You want to play games at the settlement tables. We're not afraid. We are not afraid. That's what they're saying. It's so hard to see what Gensler wants to do. And I guess the conversation he has to have with the buddies who put him in place to do the harm and slow down the digital asset space is whether or not they feel like they have gained sufficient ground on companies like Coinbase or Securitize or Ripple, right? Or Chainalysis or other significant digital asset companies. If the powers that be feel like they have caught up enough and that the rule changes are in their favor, they can take advantage of those rule changes, then, maybe then they settle. But if they think not, time is what they want, right? The powers that be want more time. So, I think Gensler is in a position where, he's trying to do their bidding because he wants to get the next position, secretary treasury position. So it all depends. I think that's how we know whether or not we get a settlement or not, is whether or not the bank regulators that put Gensler in place are, satisfied. And if we know that, we know everything, is what I'm saying. If we know that, we know everything. My guess is that I'm still on the settlement front. I still think settlement gets done for sure. But it's going to be interesting to hear what Judge Torres says. And we're just about a month away. What's going on, Pookie? John Stoops checked in. What's going on, bro? It's good to see you. Life is good right now, for sure. I was really excited to find some crypto that had a low 20x in about 30 days. That was nice to see. I've been exiting positions and, storing up some capital just in case. John Deaton, I'm telling you, John Deaton tweeted out here. He's tweeting this Bloomberg crypto article. U.S. crypto crackdown is prompting battered digital asset firms look toward financial hub overseas, clouding the country's position as an industry leader. Deaton is on it. Let me share that with you guys. Deaton's on it. U.S. crypto crackdown is prompting battered digital asset firms to look toward financial hubs overseas, clouding the country's position as an industry leader. John Deaton tweeted out, or retweeted, at a time when Russia is cut off from SWIFT and countries are discussing global trade not being denominated in the US dollar, the SEC is doing everything it can to ensure that that reality happens soon, while also making sure the US is not, in all capital letters, a leader in the digital asset revolution. Yeah, they're number one because of the dollar and the reserve currency being the world's reserve currency. They're not excited about something that could potentially change things, right? Digital asset space, that whole truth but trustless narrative, not trying to hear that at all. Caroline Pham was at Sullivan and Cromwell the same time as Jay Clayton, says Wheezy. Christian Johnson was at Simpson Thatcher same time as William Hinman. You can't make this stuff up. Dan Knuckles, great point. He says, so, cut to the chase. Nothing gets approved in SEC slant to CFTC unless Sullivan and Cromwell and Simpson Thatcher arrange it. And Sullivan Cromwell is no joke. We think they're just a law firm, defending people just for clients. No. Your findings are dream killers. How much of U.S. government do those two firms control? Democracy is a mirage in the U.S. And Weezy responds, it's sad but true. They have their hands in a lot of cookie jars. I told you guys about Sullivan Cromwell. Got to pay close attention to those guys. Really close attention because they are not a joke. I just find it very, very fascinating that XRP in Japan is number 2 behind Bitcoin. And obviously, Mr. Yoshitaka Kitao displaying and showing the use cases for XRP in the way that he has is a huge part of that. Yeah, but XRP's second digital asset behind Bitcoin in terms of use, buying, and the whole 9 yards. The SEC's claims are so stupidly outrageous, says John Deaton, that it argues a person who acquires XRP in Japan is in a common enterprise with Ripple and all other XRP holders. And XRP is a security, even though Japan's own regulator says it's not. Once again, I will say Ripple's offers and sales of XRP may have violated U.S. securities laws. And if the SEC were only pursuing Ripple's sales, I would have never filed suit against the SEC. But claiming an asset is, and always will be, no matter what the seller or the circumstances surrounding the sale, a security is insane. And there isn't one case in 76 years since Howey that supports such an absurd claim. XRP Crypto Quebec says, John, I know you can't say it, but I will. They're so full of crap at the SEC. I've never said that, says John Deaton, literally, but I did call them intellectually lazy and said the SEC is an innovation killing cesspool of corruption. They cried about it to the judge, who called them hypocrites and said the SEC's lawyers lacked faithful allegiance to the law. Pookie Pookie, you still got some V-Chain, huh? Wow, I hear you, bro. Pookie Pookie says if V-Chain hits $1, house paid off. I hear you. Start a financial freedom. I hope it happens for you, bro. I really do. We exited out of V-Chain, took those gains a long, long time ago. Awesome gains. It's at 3 cents now, right? So that is it, guys. Look, we want to give you guys a little bit update. Just understand that the validation that I was speaking to in reference to that article that Weezy shared is that there's a war going on in the digital asset space, and that fight is for you and I. It's for us to move back into their liquidity pool. That's the banking regulators' liquidity pool. They have lobbyists, they have PACs, for sure. And the idea is that we've been walking away from their banks. More and more people taking more of their money out of banks and put it into the digital asset space, learning how to protect and hold. You know, some are even trusting exchanges, but the bottom line is they're dwindling, slowly but surely, their assets out of banks and into digital assets that can custody them, trying to get a little bit more money on their money where they can. Looks like DeFi is going to be the place for that. And until we get, some better stuff from the likes of standard custody, although they may be dealing with institutions, but that's the fight. It's for you and I. They want our dollars in their traditional financial products, whether it be a bank or a money market or the nonsense that is a mutual fund or 401k. They want us back over there. They don't want us in self-directed crypto IRAs, right? They don't want us earning 7% on our money somewhere else. Yeah. They don't want that. No. You realize if you take your dirty, nasty fiat, you buy a digital asset, you put it somewhere where you can earn 7% APY in the digital asset space. For example, on abracadabra.money, where are you getting that in the bank? Where are you getting that? Where are you getting 7%? Right? It's not happening. Right? Yeah. And it ain't happening. So that's the real fight, guys. That's the real war for sure. That's why the change in the custody. That's why these 9 agencies coming together for Operation Choke Point. It's about you and me, baby. That's what it's about. They want us to say and smile and say, thank you, man. Have another non-activity fee in my checking account. Please, can you give me one of those non-activity fees? Oh, wait a minute. You only used the ATM 2 times this month. You were supposed to use it 3 times. We're going to charge you another fee. They want you to say, thank you, man. May I please have another? That's what they want. They want us to walk back into that system. That's ultimately what they want. That's why Bitcoin is so important. Not the technology, not the asset necessarily, but the monetary policies that it brings, where you can have a form of money without a central authority. That's the fight, guys. That is the fight. Are there better digital assets? Yes. Are there better technologies? 1000%. But the monetary policy, the idea of a form of money without a central authority, and the monetary policies that comes with a limited supply, a fixed supply, I should say, and no printing and making more money, that whole thing, what you could call it sound money principles. That, my friends, is what's revolutionary, without question. We gave them a shot. How many years has it been? We gave them a shot. We gave them a chance, time and time after time after time. They can't get it right. They can't figure it out. They've been bought and paid for. The people who make the policies, fiscal and monetary, have been bought and paid for by corporate America and the banking financial system, bought and paid for. That's the problem. Get your hands out of my pocket is they don't utter that at all. Unfortunately, in the places where they should utter it, they just don't mention that. Alex Jeet is in the building. What's good? That's right, John Stoops. They can't use your money for free if you don't bank it with them. And they don't want that. Bottom line, baby. Bottom line. That is the bottom line. It's 1000% correct. That's why we got to learn how to become our own banker. My thing has always been learn how to become your own bank. The only traditional financial asset that I trust that we still invest in is dividend paying cash value policies, because I can become my own bank there. And I don't need to sit at the other end of a table of some dude deciding whether or not I am deserving of a loan there. I can access capital whenever I want without that whole interview process. And I love that. And the other place, obviously, is DeFi. Of course, we used to add centralized exchanges, but that not centralized, centralized exchanges, if you will, are platforms like the ones that have recently filed Chapter 11, but we can't add those anymore. But that is it. You're right, John. That is the deal. That is 1000% the deal. So, yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. I kind of miss doing my generational wealth Wednesdays. I really, really do. I miss doing that with you guys because it's fun, and it's always good to kind of educate on what's out there, what's available, how you can navigate around it. The and one asset, as I like to call it, in the traditional financial spaces for sure. I don't know who told me about it, but I did get some of that blur, by the way, guys. Thanks for your heads up. I got some blur and some BAB. I just decided to go fitty and get BAX, I guess, and blur. I went 50-50 on that. We'll see how it goes. Because the whole altcoin and the whole altcoin season and all of that, I'm not sure. But there are projects, if they're new enough, that even when Bitcoin goes down, because it's new, exciting, and something different, those new projects can still win. And Blur is trying to compete with OpenSea. They're going after the giant. Is Blur Ethereum though based? I mean, it's interesting to me that Blur would go on that Ethereum chain. But I think it is Ethereum based. It's on the Ethereum blockchain, at least initially. Yep. So that's interesting. I'm waiting for it to see if it can get under $1 to really go in on it. I just did just a few. We all XRP community are tired of these lawsuits. Yeah, man, we want this lawsuit done and over with. For sure. I still got to keep my head up on what's going on with the Celsius new code plan option thing. Yeah, don't know all about that, but we'll see how that goes. I'm excited about the potential of what's going to go on with loans, but just having to wait on pins and needles for something that's viable is a pain in the rear end for sure. All right, guys, look, that's going to wrap it up, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. It's been a really, really cool hang as always. Remember to hodl strong. Shout out to KuCoin and Mex Global and freaking Kraken. Shout out to DeFi, Morpheus Swaps. Shout out to Morpheus Swaps. And what else? Shout out to Convex. Yeah, went on Convex. Nothing going on there. Stake, claim, all good. Curve, deposit, takeoff, all good. Aave, Deposit, take off, all good. Wine chain, deposit, take off, all good. No letters, no emails, no no letters, no emails, no phone calls. Deposit, take it off. Deposit or take it off. Which one you want? Months, years later, it's there. It's all good. The blue chippers, all good. No commingling. No commingling of funds there, baby. I mean, I just gotta say it where it is. You got to give props. If you're gonna call out those who go under, if you're gonna cover the ones that go under, you got to give props to the ones who are doing it right. Who haven't execute errors in judgment. You gotta give them a shout out when you can, for sure. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. The Real Big Will in South Texas Crypto, Paul Bogle, Ben Cole, Pookie, and John Stoops, Alex Yeet, Threadwork, Derek. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Remember to hodl strong. Got to level up our XRP IQ. We must level up the digital asset space IQ. Tell me what you know about Blur or Bab. What you know about XEN. Did you know Arbitrum is having an airdrop? All you got to do is participate in the Arbitrum ecosystem. Just go participate. As soon as I get over here, I'm going to do this trust line. You know what? Let me do that. Now, I think I'm going to do this trust line for NFT Tempo, NF Tempo. I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, I'll do it when I get off. I already said I was going to say bye. Thank you so much for hanging out, guys. I appreciate each and every one. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, would you do me a favor and hit it on the way out? I would definitely appreciate that. We're going to break the YouTube freaking shadow ban, probably because we say too much of the other nations and this current nation's mishaps, probably why. We're going to break it. We're going to break it because we need a new 1%. So do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're hanging out watching, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you know whenever I go live or whenever I upload a video. That's hugely important. And I'm going to do this. Let's do this. And I'm going to end the video like I do all of my freaking videos. Let's do this. And remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya.